Hey, happy Saturday. I came to give an update on my houseplant tour. I hate it when people show me plants and show me buds or show me propagations and I never get an update for months at a time, especially if something has happened. So I came back to give you an update tour because I have some exciting updates, not just small updates, but exciting updates. Some struggle updates, but some exciting updates. So I wanted to update you on my struggle plant. I'm gonna be honest. Struggle plants, and I want to update you on my Hoya bloom, and I want to introduce you to my newest plant, which is really not so new, and my oldest plant, which has been in my collection, and she's here with me now for well over a decade. But before I do all of that, let me introduce myself. My name is Yvette Boone. I am a recovering software engineer and a lifelong creative hobbyist. And here on this channel, we create a safe space for women to incorporate creative hobbies into their wellness practice. And one of my creative hobbies that I have in my wellness practice, as you know, is my plants. I love plants and I've had them in my life for a very long time. So, before I do all that though, I really wanted to take some time and say thank you to everybody that watched my video. I am so humbled that there are that many people out here that love plants as much as me and was willing to sit and spend an hour with me talking about my plants. Like literally I could do this every week and talk about my plants. But I am so humbled that people watched my videos, and I'm really thankful for those that subscribed and liked and commented. I have been so blessed. This has been such an experience and I'm enjoying every moment of it. So for those of you that don't know, I'm a very new channel. Matter of fact, I've made this might be my 6th video. Loving the experience, loving this creative expression. So I would really appreciate it if you found a plant that you liked, or I said something funny, or I did something funny, or I'm just funny looking to you. Give me a like. If you want to keep up with me and my creative shenanigans, whether it's plants or knitting or coloring or watercolor, hit that subscribe and let's stay connected. But thank you again for watching my videos. I really appreciate that. So let's get into what we came here for. We came here to talk about the updates. So I'm gonna start with the struggle plants. Even though my baby is here, I'm gonna start with the struggle plants because we wanna get that in and out of the way. And I'm gonna start with the bad news first. So literally, as I was videoing this video, I went to go pick this up and see, something else just broke off. This just broke off I can't even get it out. This just broke off of here. I don't have good luck with jades. This was a variegated jade, so I really, really, really wanted her to thrive, and she was doing well until she was not. And she has let me know under no certain circumstances, she does not want to be here. And I agree. So I'm over it. I'm sorry. I hate to put the babies out because, you know, they got babies. Look, she's got babies, right? You can see the babies. But she does not want to be here. And if she does not want her to be here, I don't want her to be here. So, yeah. Okay, moving on. This is my neon. And I think last week when I showed her, she probably looked very similar to this, right? But look, she's got some leaves. Look at that. Look at here. Look at she. And she still has some she probably still looks like crap to some people. But for, you know, if you've been in this plant game for a little while, and look, she's got a leaf right here coming in. If you've been in this game for a little while, you know sometimes some plants will go dormant, or some plants will take a nap, and they might look like crap, but they are doing some things, right? And you'll look up and it's like, oh, she is doing it. So this plant was absolutely gorgeous before I'm not gonna say I murdered her because she's not dead. But I still have to be really careful of how I move forward. So I will say this much. You know, some people might be thinking, why don't you take all of this off, this little dead stuff off? Well, the reason I don't take the dead stuff off is because when your plant loses all its leaves like that, it's probably because you have killed your root system. And if I've killed my root system, what I have green on here needs to stay moist as best as it can. And these things are literally the plant's way of protecting that area, because that is a growth area, whether it be a leaf or a root. And so I'm not going to take them off. I'm going to, you know, be mindful. If I see them hanging, I'll take it off. But I'm not going to rip them off because I know my root system is kind of jacked up. So that means I'm going to water very sparingly. Now, I could put this in a propagation box. I have one up there, but I don't have any other plants in a propagation box right now. And the reason I kind of don't is because I want whatever grows to be used to this environment already. I don't want to have to take her out of the propagation box and then get her reacclimated all over again. And for those that don't know what a propagation box is, for me, it's a clear box that has a top that I can seal, which means I can control the humidity inside that box. And because it's clear or clearly frosted, I can get light in there. So I can create a whole new atmosphere, energy. I can create a whole new environment. That's the word I'm looking for whatever plants I have in there, whether it's propagations or struggle plants like this. If I see, now because she's doing this within a week, I feel like she must still have some roots left in there. So because of that, I feel a little more confident about just watering her sparingly. And I think she'll make a comeback. So this is why I wanted to come back and bring this back in case someone who has a pothos that looks like this, and you have all of this, see all of this growth there? Look at that. That's a leaf coming. This is a leaf coming. This is a leaf coming. So it's so much potential here that I don't feel like I want to let her go. The jade is dead to me. This is still good. I love her. Okay. So let's get to the bloom. So I'm going to put a picture in because I think the picture you can see up close a lot better than me trying to manipulate it and get the camera to focus and all of that foo la la. However, I want you to see from where you are. Look, she is blooming. I'm definitely going to put a picture in and try to get the picture to play out for quite some time. So I'm going to let you see. She is so pretty. Okay. Let's talk about the smell. The smell is amazing. I wish I had a vocabulary to describe the smell. It smells, this is gonna sound crazy. It smells like roses, but not roses. It's a very strong floral smell. It has that floral and powdery smell, but it doesn't smell like roses. It just smells like flowers. Like it's hard to describe what that scent is, but it's definitely floral. You cannot misconstrue that. And it's very strong. So I noticed it at night. I was up late last night and I looked, and I had been checking on this every day, right? And so I looked and I'm like, well, is it open? Because the other buds, when they opened, the flower petals did this, and this one, the flower petals opened up and they folded back. And what you see is the inside of the plant. Beautiful. It smells so good. Now, this is the first time that this one has bloomed. And so because of that, I want to say this is probably not the best bloom because it's the first one, but if it gets better than this, my goodness. So in this room, in my creative studio, it is lit with floral scent. Like, it is so strong and it is beautiful. It's a lovely, lovely scent. I love it. I'm loving it still. Yeah, so it opened up last night. So I don't know how long it's gonna last. Maybe, I think the other Hoya blooms that I've had may last a week. You know, I had one of the other Hoyas, and let me go get it. Let me show you right quickly. So I had this one. Ooh, I'm knocking over all kinds of things. I had this one to open up the other day, and she is already starting to, you know, she's already starting to kind of look a little tattered, right? She stayed out all night, honey. She had a time last night. But yeah, so she's a little tattered, but she still looks good. I don't want to show you the fact that I did not water her. When they bloom, you got to really be careful to make sure you're paying attention to your watering, because they require more water when they're flowering. And I forgot. I mean, typically she could probably go about, I would say 10 days. And I think I was probably less than that. But she was right there, and I should have noticed and I didn't. So I watered her today. I think she's already starting to bounce back. I can feel where the leaves are starting to plump up already. So by the end of the day, definitely by tomorrow morning, she'll be plump. Her leaves will be plump back up. But I think her flowers, and it's funny, I can see the water dripping off, just glistening on the flower. I don't know if you can see that or not. Probably can't, but I'll see if I can get a picture of it and put it in. Oh yeah, I'll see if I can get a picture and put it in, but she is really doing, she looks bad in real life, but she's not. I know, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm being a bad plant mom, I'm sorry. All right, let me put her back. And now let's get into my newest. Oh no, one more bud. I don't know if I showed you guys these buds. This is, and I always forget, Lucanosa? Yeah, Lucanosa, Hoya Lucanosa. And she is so cute. I mean, just so cute. Her leaves have a little bit of stiffness to them. I love it. I want to say people call this the wax plant, but maybe they call all Hoyas wax plant. But she's got, right now, she's got two. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, I dropped some. She's got two little areas where she's budding. And it is, oh, so cute. And she smells good, too. She really does. So I'm enjoying all kinds of floral scents. And it's spring, right? So spring is the time of the year. For some reason, there is a buy plants thing inside of me that I feel like I need to buy plants in the spring. So I'm trying to really love on the ones that I have, because I have some other plans that will not allow me to, buying plants is not a part of the bigger picture. And so it's really difficult for me. So y'all, okay. So this is my newest plant to my collection. And I know most people are like, okay, that is a typical prayer plant or peace lily. And you are absolutely right. Let's see, it's a spathiphyllum. And you are absolutely right, but she's budding. She's flowering right now. So she has one there and she has one here. Look at that one. Literally they just came home. Both my newest plant and my oldest plant went to, and they had a sleepover at my cousin's house when I went away out of the country for a little bit. And so she took care of my babies for me. And so they just got back home not too long ago. And so they're still getting acclimated back to home, which is okay, which is what you'll see that in the next plant. You'll see that my next one has some, she's experiencing some things. But this is my newest plant. I've had this plant now, I got it in November of 21. Most times people get peace lilies for funerals, which is exactly what I got this peace lily for. This peace lily came to me from my previous employer when my father passed away. So she's a special one. She's a cutie. She will stay in my collection for a very long time. I have no plans on getting rid of her. If anything, I will gift her to someone and we will make sure that she stays alive. And that brings me to my oldest plant. Let's see if we can get a full picture of her and how beautiful she is. She's so pretty. So as you see, she's got some yellowing leaves. I did not get rid of them off camera for the reason because, you know, in real life, plant moms, we got stuff that we have to do. Like, this is real life, right? I can come up here and bring you perfectly beautiful plants each time, but we see them online and in the store all the time. And that's not what happens when you get them home and you have to take care of them in real life. You will have some brown leaves. You will have some dead pieces. And so that's what this is. This is real life plant care. And look, be especially careful with the plants that you get from funerals. I think this is the most heart-wrenching thing. Excuse me. You get a plant from a funeral. Excuse me. You get a plant from a funeral and you get it home and the plant starts dying. I had a friend of mine whose grandmother passed away and he'd gotten the plants from the funeral and they were beautiful, like big old pretty leaves, and he got it home and he doesn't know how to care for plants, and so he either watered it too much or not enough. By the time the plant came to me, it was in a really bad shape and he felt awful, and I felt awful for him because in reality they provide so much nutrition and light, and they put these plants in the most non-ideal growing conditions so that when you get them, when you buy them, they are beautiful. But then you take them home and you try to care for them in the real world and they don't do well. And it makes you feel so bad that the plant is dying. But in real life, like that, you need to really do a lot sometimes to get them to do what they need to do in your home. So anybody who's had a plant under these conditions, I want to say don't feel bad, because more than likely they were in a nursery where they were being cared for in a situation. Unless you have a greenhouse in your home and you know how to care for plants on that level, it's almost impossible to do that without some hiccup. This plant does not look anything like it did when I first got it. The leaves on this plant were much bigger, much wider and much bigger. And she has changed over the years, right? She has grown a leaf size that works in my environment. She has grown a bunch of pups through here. And so I probably have about, I don't know, probably a good 5 or 6 different plants inside of here that I could easily take off and this plant would still be super big. Let me pull it back up so you guys can see them. So yeah, she has been through a lot. I have had this plant since 2007. Yeah, 2007. I once again got this plant from my cousin's funeral. We were really close. She was like my big sister. So this plant means a lot to me. And so I get how emotional it can be to kill a plant that you got from a funeral, and you're using that as a memory, you know, a good memory for you. But we're not going to be sad, right? Yeah, so I've had this plant for quite some time. I want to say, if I've done the math right, in August of this year, it will be 16 years. I have split her up. I have given her parts of her away. I have propagated it. I have repotted it. I have moved it several times. When I first got the plant, I decided to take it into my office, and I kept it in my office for years. And it had the perfect location. And then I moved offices twice. And then 3 times. I moved offices 3 times. And then I decided to take her home because I left the job. And then I moved. This is my 3rd move. So she has been through a lot. Matter of fact, I will show you a picture of, I was being so diligent. I wanted to protect her so much that I put her in my garage when I was moving, because I move, when you move, if you don't know this, when you move, most movers will not move your plants. So you have to figure out a way to move your plants. So I decided, because I was doing a local move, that I would put her in my car, because I was working on my house. I was renovating my house. So I said, I'll put her in my car and take her to the house. So I brought her over to the house, and I had her sitting in the middle of the living room. You know, she would get light when she was loving it, right? And then, so when the movers came, I said, okay, well, I will put her in the garage so she will be out of the way. As they were moving things in and out, she was on the other side of the garage, no problem. Well, unbeknownst to me, my garage gets full sun during the hottest part of the day. And I burnt probably at least 50% of her leaves. When I tell you the leaves turned black and my heart sank, I was like, oh my God, I have killed this plant. She looked like this neon up here. And I said, well, as long as she has roots and as long as I see green, I'm not putting her in the trash. I'm not doing it. And so I put her in a spot that I thought she would do well in, because she likes filtered light, right? I know some people keep their, and I have kept a peace lily in a well-lit room, right? It wasn't direct sun, but it was well-lit. Direct sun, I haven't had a direct sun situation where a peace lily has done well, because their leaves are so fragile. And I put her in a good spot, and she started growing back. And ever since then, and that really wasn't even that long ago. I moved here in 21. Yeah. I moved here in 21, in January of 21. I moved her in May of 21. And so from May of 21 until now, this has been her grow back. And so I will put in a picture of her burnt leaves. She looked really bad, but she grew back, she bounced back. And this is why I think plants are a part of my wellness practice, because they are so resilient. And they respond very quickly. A lot of them, not all of them, but they respond really quickly when you are giving them what they need, what they like. And that is a very satisfying feeling. So plants will always be a part of my wellness practice. They will always be a part of my home. Like, I feel like wherever I'm living is not my home if I don't have a plant there. one of the Airbnbs I stayed in when I went to Mexico had plants, and I was like, thank you. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, it has plants. It's not something you would see in an Airbnb, right? But this one had plants, and I love that Airbnb. I did. I love that Airbnb. I was afraid to water them because I wasn't sure if they had hired somebody to water the plants. So I didn't water them until I saw something really going crazy. But in real life, I love that about that Airbnb, that it had plants. So yeah, I'm kind of rambling. I wanted to say though, before I would drop off, I wanted to say, if you liked any of the plants that I've shown, even just a like for my struggle plant. Give my poor struggle plant. Give my Jade a good send off. Cause she is out of here, okay? Give me a like. If you like this content, if you want to stay abreast of more updates, more Hoya blooms, more peace lily blooms, more plant tours, more crafty, creative shenanigans, subscribe to my channel. Come on back and see some more videos. I really want to thank you again for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. I'm so humbled. A lot of you guys don't even know I've already been and watched your videos. Like, it's so humbling to see people that you've watch one of your videos. It's like, I don't know, it's like, it's nice. It really is nice. So I just wanted to thank you guys again. And say, if you want to join the community, if you want to stay abreast, subscribe, and I'll see you again. All right, have a great day. Bye.